2.4. Solve multi-step equations. Like terms are terms with the same variable parts. So if I give you an expression like 2x minus 5x plus 3, your like terms will be 2x and negative 5x. The distributive property is when you multiply a to the sum of b plus c. A times b plus a times c. Or it could be the other way around. A times b plus a times c equals a times the sum of b plus c. So for example, I could have 2a plus 2b, and I can take out the 2. And the next vocab word, reciprocal. For a given number a, the reciprocal of a is 1 over a. So a numerical example would be for 2/3, the reciprocal would be 3 over 2. It's like flipping the number or fraction. So in this lesson, you're going to review how to solve a linear equation by applying the following strategies. First, you simplify one or both sides of the equation, and then you use the inverse operations to isolate the variable. So for part A, to solve an equation by combining like terms, you will first take the difference of 8x and negative 3x, which is 5x. And then we copy the negative 10 and set it equal to 20. And then you would have to add the inverse of negative 10, which is positive 10, to both sides of the equation. Negative 10 and positive 10 cancels out. 20 plus 10 gives you 30, and x equals 6. And for this one, negative 11p minus 13p, and that would be minus 24p. And I'm going to take the inverse of positive 27, cancel this out. I'm going to write negative 24p on the left hand side, and this would be negative 36, and p will be positive 36 over 24. And we can simplify this, and this would be 1.5. And now for this one, 5b minus negative 13b will be negative 8b minus 17, which equals to 7. And I'm going to take the inverse of negative 17 and add it to both sides. Cross this out, bring down negative 8b. This will be 24, and b will be negative 3. And now I'm going to show you how to solve an equation using the distributive property. So here, just recopy 7x and distribute it to 2x. 2 times positive 6, 12, which equals to 39. And this will be 9x. Subtract 12, 7, 27, x would equal to 3. And for this one, negative 3, distribute a 5, 5x plus 20 equal to 47. 5x would equal to plus 17, which equals to 47, and then subtract 17 to the other side of the equation, makes 30, and x equals to 6. For this problem, I wouldn't use the distributive property, so I'm going to change this one, and I'm going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal of 3/4 to keep my equation balanced. simplify this side of the equation to get 16. X would equal to 21. And for this one, I am going to first subtract both sides of the equation by the inverse of positive 5.8, which is negative 5.8. Cancel this out, bring this part down. And here I would get 3.5. And say I have the same coefficient here, I can divide by 3.5 to both sides of the equation. Cancel this out, bring down z minus 4. This becomes 1. Z will be 5. Part C, multiply by a reciprocal to solve an equation. So as I showed you earlier, just take this fraction and multiply both sides by its reciprocal, which is 4/3. 16 and x would equal to 21. And for this one, you need to watch out for your negative signs. Negative 3/7, negative 3/7. This would be 3w minus 2, negative, negative, positive, taking care of that. Simplify 21 and 7 to get 9. Okay, and we add 2. And divide by 3 to get 11/3. For this one, multiply both sides by 7/8. Okay, and cancel. And simplify. Negative 4. So negative 28 on the left hand side. And we copy 3w minus 1, add 1 to both sides, cancel this out. You write 3w equals to negative 27, and w will equal to negative 9. Okay, let's take a look at this word problem. You are planning an Easter egg hunt for 21 students. You plan to have 5 teams. One student from each team will be the recorder, and the rest will be searchers. How many searchers will each team have? So first of all, we need to set this equation up, and before we do that, we need to define x. Let x equal to number of searchers. And second, we're going to set up this equation to represent this problem situation. So there are a total of 21 students, and we would like a total number of teams to be 5. We're going to have to multiply that to x, our number of searchers, plus 1, which represents the recorder. And after we solve this, 21 equals 5x plus 5. 5x equals to 16. X equals to 16/5, which equals to 3 1/5. Okay, so I cannot have half a searcher, so I'm going to round this to 3 searchers. So I'm going to analyze my situation here. If I have 3 searchers plus 1 recorder with 5 teams, that makes 20 people. Then I will only have 1 person left, and I can't have 1 person as a team. So I have to change this. Maybe if I make this 4, then this would become 16. And this would make more sense, and therefore I could have one more team with 4 searchers plus 1 recorder, and I can only have one team like this, and this makes 5. And 16 plus 5 gives me a total of 21 students. So my answer here, I'm going to write it right here. Therefore, you would have 4 teams with 3 searchers and 1 team with 4 searchers. Okay, let's take a look at this problem. A tunnel on the Taiwan Railway was built with separate work crews starting at opposite ends at different times. The crew working from the east end started 0.75 months later than the crew working on the west end. Okay, so I'm going to first draw my picture here. This is my railway. This will be east, west. And it seems like the crew working from the east end started later. So this will be T minus 0.75. And for the west end, we will represent that as T. And let's keep reading. The crew on the east side completed 115 feet per month. The crew from the west side and completed 137 feet per month. Okay, and let's see what does part A want you to do. Starting at the time construction began on the west end, find the time it took to complete a total of 8,473 feet of the tunnel. Round your answer to the nearest month. Okay, so I'm going to take 137T, and I'm going to add it to 115 times T minus 0.75. And I'm going to let that equal to 8473. And this would be 137T plus 115T minus 86.25, and we're going to let that equal to 8473. And then when we continue to simplify this, this will be 252T, and this would equal to 8559.25, and T would equal to 33.97. So I'm going to round this to 34 months, because you cannot just throw out the fraction here. Okay, part B. After 8,473 feet were complete, the work crews merged under the same supervision. The combined crew took 3 months to complete the remaining 921 feet of the tunnel. So I'm going to first let R equal to the rate, RT equal D. Find the rate at which the remainder of the tunnel was completed. So I'm going to find out what R is. We're given 3 months, and the distance will be 921. And after dividing 921 divided by 3, you should get 307 feet per month. Part C. Was the tunnel being completed more rapidly before or after the work crews merged? I would say after, because when you add the rate 137 on the west side and the rate of east side, the total is 252 feet per month, and that is still less than 307 feet per month when the crews work together. And this concludes our lesson.